Okay, everybody. Well, welcome back to our series with Dr. Aubrey Wallace, and where she is going through all of the different energy centers and how they support your health and well-being. And today's call centers around the fifth energy center, the throat chakra energy, which of course assists us in speaking our truth, our living our full expression, and helping you manifest what's in alignment with your highest will. So, she's going to be sharing more about the energies of the fifth chakra, and then we'll be taking people that would like to get a mini medical intuitive reading, answer all your questions, especially with regards to this really important energy center. And if you would like to be considered for that, just make sure that when I invite you to the stage, you accept the invitation, and we'll get you a reading with Dr. Wallace. And I'm going to go in the order that I see you on stage. And if you have any questions, you can use the chat. All you need to do is just swipe right, and that will reveal the chat. You can ask your questions. Christine will be in there helping you out, and we'll get going. Okay, Dr. Aubrey, let's take it away.
Thank you, Carolyn. All right. Hello, everybody. So today we're covering the fifth chakra, and I actually feel a little inspired today to take you guys up with me as we get to this fifth chakra, because I feel like we may want to just anchor in and go through the chakras on the way up before I really go through the details here. So if you have the ability, you may want to just kind of bring your attention into your root chakra first. So I want you to feel your grounding center and see if you can allow yourself to anchor into your roots, however that looks for you. That can be grounding star, that can be allowing the earth to reach up and cradle you, that can be pushing your roots deep into the ground. There you go. And you want to just kind of say to yourself, I am grounded. Thank you. Okay, and we're going to move up to the sacral center. So I want you to bring your energy and attention up to your lower belly. And let's take a couple deep breaths into that sacral center. Just kind of feel it, stoke your fire there. Right? Let yourself power up. You can say, I power up, or I'm in my power, or sometimes I am peaceful is nice here. I am ready is nice here. There we go. I am safe is nice here. Beautiful. And then I'm going to have you bring your attention up from that center into your upper belly. So take a few breaths and bring that energy up to the third chakra. And I would like you to just feel your inner sun or your inner star shining out of that third chakra. Let yourself shine. You can say, I am okay. I am right here. I am happy to be me. Or I'm excited, however you feel today. Let that sunshine come out of you. There, we got us. All right, and then we're going to move our energies up into our heart centers. So feel your heart, bring that energy up to the heart. There we are, and just feel yourself anchor in to your love center. I am loved. And feel yourself connect into the others, reaching out with love. Feel us as a big unit of love. Beautiful. All right, and then if you want, you're going to bring your energy and attention, anchor in that love first. One more time. There, we got it. Okay, now we're going to have you bring your attention up into your throat center. So gently move. It's kind of a trickle up into the fifth chakra. And just feel, how's your fifth chakra today? What does your throat feel like? You might just notice, does it feel active? Does it feel sensitive? Does it feel full? What expression are you lined up with today? Are you in the middle of manifesting something big? How's your throat? And you might try something like, I live my truth, or I am truth. Let's try that on. There we go. I am me. Okay, so you might look, do you see a color? Is there a color associated with your fifth chakra? Generally, it's associated with the color blue, but you might see if yours is different today. All right. So you want to thank your chakras for being engaged, thank the group, and we'll go through kind of just listening in. We're in the upper chakras now, so you can feel how we want to keep that energy up high, right? We're moving past almost into the spiritual realm of the chakras. So this is your throat center. We might even want to tour it with me as we go through. You want to feel inside this throat center. We usually have our expression. This is the expression of the divine aspect coming into the earth aspect. So this is us coming in as the expression of us. This is also where we tap into our own truth and our sense of truth. This is where we generate the word, right? Where we speak our words and where we feel whether we're aligned with them or not. This is also our will. So this is bringing in, this is what I command into the world, and this is what I wish to manifest in this space. If you are a sound person, this is the note G, and the frequency is 38.0 hertz. Feel your frequency there? Yes. And this is the grace of counsel lives here in the throat chakra. So you might feel or call the grace of counsel to help us today. And in Carolyn Mace's system, that is, the grace of counsel is called to help balance out the sin of greed. So greed often shows up for us in the fifth. Counsel means alignment with a divine truth. The grace of counsel is being aligned with truth in a way that others can't help but recognize it. Beautiful. Now I want you to feel, let's feel the endocrine here. So this is your thyroid. So just hi thyroid, which is a beautiful butterfly-shaped gland that's living right on top of the front of your hyoid bone in your throat. Yeah, thyroid cartilage below the hyoid bone. There you go. And then tucked behind it are 4 little tiny parathyroids, little beads on the back of the butterfly. So feel, how's your thyroid today? Your thyroid's job is to control how much energy output your cells do, right? So it kind of puts the pressure on your cells to say, pick up your energy output, or kind of slows them down, slow down that metabolic rate, speed up that metabolic rate. You want to see, how's that expression of you going? And Louise Hay, the thyroid, is, it's my turn to express. And then I want you to feel the parathyroids there. You got a pair of parathyroids. You actually have 4. So feel those are helping to, with the help of the thyroid, regulate the calcium in the body. So the thyroid makes calcitonin, and the parathyroids make parathyroid hormone, and we manage and balance the calcium in your system. And your calcium is your money. I call it like the ATM of the bone, is what I like to think of it as. But calcium is the most important mineral for maintaining pH, for helping the immune response, for building bone density, for directing the flow of immune cells. It's got a lot of aspects. It's a cofactor on a lot of things. So calcium is like high currency to the body. And the thyroid and parathyroid dictate whether or not we're pulling it out of the bones or we're putting it into the bone to keep that in balance in the system. There we go. Calcium management also has a lot to do with pain, physical pain, and muscle contractions and relaxing, nervous system activity, all sorts of things. Heart rate, right? So feel how that throat center is kind of got its foot in a little on almost all these other pathways just through helping to balance calcium. There we go. And the nervous system here. So the throat center is the cervical plexus. So these are all the nerves that innervate the arms and the neck, shoulders, upper shoulders, right? Your cervical plexus goes into your arms. Well, comes out of the neck. It enters into the brachial plexus going into your arms. So your neck tension, right? So you might think about when your throat center fills off. Is your neck out? Does your neck feel tight? You feel aligned with it. And we kind of share, so it goes in and shares with the heart center. Heart center is more like the heart, cardiac, and brachial plexus. And then the throat center is cervical and brachial plexus. So we've got mouth in here, we've got teeth, gums, we got trachea, we have the cervical vertebrae, we have the thyroid, parathyroid glands themselves, and then sometimes with throat stuff we'll see it into the shoulders and arms and hands too. What I see here usually when people are having some issues with the thyroid, honestly, I mean with the with the throat center, most often actually I see kind of like gumming up in the throat. That's so people will they'll have voice things come up, or they'll have kind of clearing of the throat, things that feel stuck in the throat. That's the most I see. When it gets more serious, it can be problems with teeth and gums and mouth. I also see, thyroid issues here, balance of thyroid issues here, and then lots of neck tension with the thyroid. With the throat center. TMJ also sometimes in this area. And I think scoliosis sometimes feels associated with this area as well, which I find interestingly often is associated with braces to me, or correlated with braces. So I don't know if that's a throat chakra thing or a braces thing. In the mouth braces often are associated with scoliosis. So these pieces kind of come in with the thyroid and feeling aligned, right, with our truth. Sometimes scoliosis feels not as aligned. So here, feel your strengths here of personal authority. So this is your ability to say, this is me. This is my truth. I'm living my truth. I'm not going to hide who I am. I'm going to express who I am. I'm living and speaking my word with integrity. I'm keeping my word. If I say I'll do something, I will do something. Most of the time, the imbalance or fear here is feeling like a loss of will or lack of power of choice, or sometimes a fear of authority coming in and taking our will. And then this is also the area of lies, so being careful about lying, and then there's judgment and mercy in the throat also. So sometimes the idea here is sometimes we're holding a lot of judgment towards ourselves or others that will show up in the throat center. So feel for where your judgment is impacting. And this is why why we use confession, or confessing how we feel, or expressing and confessing what's going on for us in our truth makes a big difference to the throat and neck tension. This is also where faith lives sometimes. So I have faith. I surrender my will to the divine will would live here. And then in human design, this is the throat center is the association center for manifesting. So the people who have defined throat centers have, these are actually projectors generally, not always, but they usually have a motorized throat. And the the manifestors and the manifesting generators always have a defined throat center. So the energy here is used to bring in and create. It's also used to be an expression out to the world. So if you have a defined throat center, people generally hear you when you speak. You're heard, and your expression is, and your manifesting energy is consistent. So you can go ahead and pick things up and do them when you feel called and you follow your rhythm of energy. If you have an undefined center here, which would be a generator or some projectors and reflectors, you will notice that you may have a capacity to speak many different ways that people could hear. So you kind of have an ability sometimes to be able to speak it in a different languaging or a different aspect. It's like a mastery of communication. But oftentimes that is also not easily heard. So if you have an open throat center, sometimes people will talk over you, or you'll feel like you have to be invited to speak sometimes there for people to hear you. So just check in. Do people hear me? Do I feel like I'm here to help people listen better to the different ways of expressing? Or, am I barreling in with my energy and boom, I can manifest what I want and send that surge out to others? And if I'm doing that, should I inform them? Say, hello, here I come, here comes my big energy, so that they feel a little less that's hard on them. There we go. All right, so I would like you just to feel in, what's my truth? What's my truest expression of me? Just ask yourself the question today. Am I living in my truest expression? Am I aligned with my truth? Am I aligned with my faith? And if I'm not, just feel in. Well, just feel in with a hi. Hi, what's that? How does that feel? Is there something I need to express? And if there is, do I need to just get it out of me, or do I need to express it to that person? Or do I have something trying to birth through me that I need to express to the world? And if you get that, maybe jot it down so you remember. Or just let it inspire you. Alrighty. So thank you. I think the energy is staying up pretty nicely today. If anybody wants to do readings, I think I will get that going.
Awesome. Oh, I just loved everything that you said about the fifth chakra energy. It's so powerful. And like we were talking earlier, seems to be the energy that is opening up for a lot of people. And particularly this year, it's going to be more important than ever to have this energy center unblocked.
Yes, just going. Let's go create. Let's go.
Yes,
Yeah, yes.
let's do it. Okay, so Laura, you are up first. If you'd like
All
to
right.
jump in. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing all right.
All right. You feeling any questions you want me to play with, or you want to just do a cold read? What you feeling?
Well, I believe I healed the cancer thing, and so then the next thing is this thing in my neck really is bugging me, and
I love how you just glaze over. Well, I healed the cancer thing.
well, I unclipped it. Remember, we had a chat about that.
I'm very happy with you healing the cancer thing, beautiful person.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
It wasn't even mine, mother.
Yeah. All right. So what's this neck thing we want to play with? Should we just?
The Okay, I think what happening is I'm refining my ability to communicate, realizing that I, while I have developed myself a great deal, there's still stuff that I get stuck on and triggered on, and so I'm refining. And so my impulse to communicate is maybe not always the most right thing to do,
Okay.
right? So sometimes it's important not to say something.
Yeah.
And that's, I feel confident that I'm doing okay in that, but you can check on that. And then the question is that port thing in my neck
Okay.
is really bugging me
Hurting you. Okay. So we'll go with
physically,
communication
actual,
and
yeah,
yes, port pain. Okay,
yeah.
let's see what we can do. All right. Laura, get my circuits on you, darling. Ooh, we're actually up pretty high today. Just a second. There you are. Okay, Laura. Okay, so I feel a little bit like we do kind of have a party going on in the fifth chakra. I feel there's like a lot of pressure there to me. It feels like a pressure coming out, trying to like push out of the fifth. So let's see what they want me to say here. 738. So we've got a system of stress on you. We have an allergy and we have an 8, which is always fun. What we got here? The system of stress, and I'm hearing it as the pressure to perform, which I'm not sure what that means exactly, but it feels like there's a sense of that you have to, everyone's eyes are on you and you have to perform at a particular level. There's no way to hide. Okay? And then the 3 here. So the three feels like an emotional allergy. So you when you get triggered by something like that, it feels like you'll go into. I feel like that's kind of your instantaneous trigger response is more like irritation, anger, and kind of. And if I had to say words, I'd be like, "Get off me!" Like it kind of feels just like like get off, right? Just
Hmm.
leave me alone and leave me alone. I don't want any of this, right? So, so watch for that, okay? Watch for that feeling. And then, so know that that for you is when you get triggered, that's going to be a big response. That's going to be an allergic reaction, almost like an over feeling, which means it comes from the past. So it doesn't, so
Yep,
you got to look again
yep,
and say, okay, I'm feeling
yep,
like, get off me, blah. And is
yep.
this a scenario where that's true? This
I'm
person is,
doing that. This happened
right?
on Sunday.
Beautiful. There we
Yes.
go. So is this
Yep.
person actually invading me, or is it actually that I'm just feeling that? And do I need to just give myself some space either way? Just step aside for a minute and be like, I'm in a reaction right now. Just give me a second. This one's hard for me. I just need to step out and kind of just get myself together, right? And I'll be
Exactly where I'm
right
at right
back.
now. Yes.
Gorgeous, beautiful. Okay, and the 8 means, oh, it's a life purpose. So it means that you're coming in here. Let's see if they want to give me more with that. I do feel like we've talked about this, I think, before. You know how my memory works, but I feel like you came in to kind of do some clearing of patterns, darling. You just like wipe things clean, right? You're wiping up
Exactly
some
what it
patterns and
is.
cleaning
Yeah.
out some old crap. And
Hmm.
so this feels like this whole thing. It's like they're showing me. It's like right there at the fish chakra level that when you get into the pattern, you kind of stay looped in this pattern. And there's a timing to it. I hear there's about 2 more months on this. So why don't you just if you can help? I know this is hard, and good Lord, you've been through enough. But you got about 2 more months for the rest of the clear out on this pattern. Okay, so just
It's
keep that
fine.
in your
I'm
mind.
I'm with it. I'm sticking with it.
You
I
got it.
hear
Okay.
this motherfucker. Oh, the
Port. Let me see if I can help with the port pain. Anything with port pain. I'm just hearing it's not time to get it out. Um, I'm sorry. That's what I heard. You could take or leave what they say. I do feel
well,
it does feel like it's pulling a lot on the subclavius muscles, and
yes.
so it feels like if let's see, myofascial cranial sacral would be good. So if we can get in some cranial sacral therapy to get people to unwind the muscles around the port, and I would say also lymphatic, both of those, lymphatic drainage, cranial sacral. Get someone to get their hands on that and get the tissues around it a little bit more comfortable. It does feel like it's radiating out into the top of that shoulder a little. Um,
Hmm. Yep.
There's a lot there, and I think into the I feel C2-3 also on that right side. So
Yeah,
you
I got
might,
turtle head.
yeah. So I think once we get this unwound on the chest a little bit, it will help to let go of the neck. And I'd probably get someone to do cranial and lymphatic on it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
so
Thank
nice
you
to
for
see you.
playing. So nice to play. All right. Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you, Laura. And up next is Samira.
Hi. There. I think we got you.
Hi
There you are.
there.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. I realized I didn't do my disclaimer. Is it okay if I jump in and say I'm not being a doctor right now? I'm not diagnosing or prescribing. Universe. There we go. All right. Now how can I show up for you? What can we do today?
I feel like my third chakra has like transformed so much, and
Hey.
yes, I'm just wondering if there's anything that I can do to nourish it to help it along.
Okay. Third chakra. Nourishing. See if we can tune into you. Myra. Your guides are just yelling, keep going in my head. That's what I heard first. Um, okay, anything else that would just be supportive? I do feel like a change of environment has happened and it feels like you're still adjusting to your surroundings or something. Um, and in particular, it just feels like that kind of not knowing people feeling. I don't know the right words, but like, when you're in a new area and you feel like you're kind of just getting into the new thing, there's that feeling around you. Does that make any sense?
It does.
Okay. So I feel like that part of that is it is the surroundings you're in. They don't feel toxic to me, but they do feel also kind of what would be the right words there? As my throat goes off, just a second. Help. Best I could. There's a particular feeling I get sometimes with cardboard, and it's like a little feeling that comes off of cardboard, and for some reason that's the feeling I have, and maybe that's just. Did you guys just move or something?
No, but I'm really strongly considering us moving back to PA at the end of the summer. It may be best for our daughter in school and just moving forward.
Oh, okay. Like they're giving me cardboard, and I'm not sure what's happening. Um, so wow. So moving back also feels real heavy in the third.
Yeah.
Um, my, I think keep going with where you are right now. My best suggestion from what I'm feeling is just stay present with it, would you? I don't think you have to know that second step yet. It feels like you're in the under construction phase, right? So
Yeah.
you want it to be just give it some time. What else here would be helpful? Eat. Anything else? For some reason, I'm tasting celery of all things.
Okay.
Ha,
Yes.
celery. And anything else they want to just add in? I see you joyfully laughing. So like it's like a burst of sunshiny joy is coming out of your third chakra. So like these bursts of joyful laughter is what I
Yeah.
see. And so anytime in any way that any life will bring you that, do more.
Mm. Yes.
And that feels kind of like an internal process to me. So
Yeah.
even if that's in your car,
Yeah.
away from everybody, great, it's still working. Um, Anything else? I see butterflies for some reason.
Mm.
Don't know what those have to do. Butterflies. Does
Mm.
that already have significance for you, or should I ask?
Yes.
Okay, there it's there then. And I see a rainbow, so we're getting all butterflies and rainbows on you. Um, so that's usually very optimistic. Things are moving in the right direction. I can tell you, you feel lighter than I have felt in the past. It feels like something's shifted nicely.
Yeah. It has.
Yeah.
I'm so
So
grateful.
I think they were like, and out, click. So I don't, did that answer the question in a way that's helpful?
You- Yes,
All
so
right.
much. Thank you.
Okay. Yay, congratulations on being in the next phase of construction.
Yes,
And just keep going.
keep going.
There you go. All right. Thank you.
All right. I was just thinking too, butterfly, you described the thymus as, or
Oh,
thyroid as
thyroid.
butterfly.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I didn't even think of that.
Okay, so next up is Stacy.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Wallace.
How are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you.
Yay. Thanks for playing again.
Yes. Yeah, my pleasure.
How can we play?
Okay. The so the throat chakra is always a good time. I noticed maybe for like the last several years, I would just get random sore throats and my throat would be on fire. And what
Okay.
I would note concurrently, I would have dreams when this happened, where I would be chewing gum or something, and I try to take the gum out, and like my teeth would fall out.
Oh,
Yes, and so I started when those things started happening. I'm like, okay, what am I not being? Where am I not being truthful? What am I? Where am I saying one thing and doing another? Where am I not speaking up? I start going down that, and so
gotcha.
yes, I've been working on this throat chakra for a while because it's been working on me for a while.
Gotcha.
Um, and also working on manifesting all the things. So I no specific questions. I'm open to what
Gotcha.
comes through for the chakra.
Okay, so they're jumping in on your fifth right away here. And what I heard was protection and expression, and something between having to navigate between protection and expression. And they're showing me you don't have a problem with truth alignment. It feels like when you feel aligned with your truth, it feels like it's coming through the back of your heart and through kind of the thymus area to me. Like it comes through the back of your heart and through the base of your throat instead of through this fifth chakra area. And they're showing me that it has more to do with the fact that that fifth chakra is your instrument, right? This is a big aspect for you. And it feels like with any strength area, you've been refining it on purpose your whole life, right? So
Yeah.
this is a level of mastery you're working on in the throat center. And so for you, even a little tiny off your truth is going to be a big deal, and your throat center doesn't tolerate it well,
Yes.
right? So you've had to go back and forth around a world of trying to figure out how to work through the protection fields and expression fields in a balanced way. That may not make any sense. Let's try another way of saying that. Your heart is your protection, right? So if you've been trying to use your voice as a protection, it feels like it keeps putting you back into your heart. The truth will guide you. Okay? The truth has got you. And it's your ability to align and express it with the refinement of mastery to allow it to come through just beautifully, truthfully refined without any dissonance is the word they want me to give you. So you're you're carving out your beautiful flute, right? And you've had to practice it this whole time, and and you've been whittling off any little things for a very long time. And when it's time and you align, that energy will come through and it will be pure. They are saying to be a little careful with your teeth. So it feels like the teeth, what does that mean? the the teeth feel like an expression of the protection field for some reason. It's like they've become a symbol of protection of some sort. I'm seeing you like shining, flashing your teeth in a beautiful mouth, you know, like beautiful white teeth. And it feels like this is a way of protecting yourself. And so there's a piece of that where it feels like these dreams about like all your protection fell away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just if you can love on your teeth and help them know these are my ancient, you know, these are my ancient super calcium chewers, you know, get them in on the biology realm. And like, yes, they do play this function in our culture, sadly, or whatever, or not sadly, or, you know, this is the game I've had to play with them. But they are just my strong, awesome teeth, right? And I
Yes.
love my teeth. I love my teeth. They help me eat food, you know, that sort of thing. So
Okay.
see if you can come back to the other expressions of your teeth, that they are, I sometimes, and I'm weird, but I sometimes see teeth as like antennas to spirit, right? So we get this first level when we're children, and they're like antennas of our childhood consciousness. And then we lose those and we have these adult teeth grow in, and then we have another frequency come in through our mouth that resonates in there. So you might even feel in like, what if this is my ancestry, you know, what am I resonating with? Am I resonating with the protection, or am I resonating with the truth and the strength and the expression?
Got it.
Okay.
Whew. Thank you.
Woo, up the tree there. All
Yes.
right.
Thanks so
thank
much.
thank you for playing.
Beautiful. Love that imagery. Okay. Shannon, you're up next.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for coming again.
I love being here working with you.
Me too.
I have this isn't my question, but I was curious about, because we have so many lymph in our neck.
Yeah.
How does that work with the throat chakra?
So to me, the lymphatic system is mostly associated more with the fourth and the third, but that's because it drains right above the heart center, the
Okay,
circuits, and then the spleen is your primary lymphatic organ, and it's associated with the third chakra. So I kind of think of lymph and circulation together. Throat chakra, let's ask though. Let's ask, because gosh, you know, you always bring me cool new stuff. So, lymphatic, throat chakra. They're showing me cervical plexus, gumming up in the cervical plexus. So, and I'm supposed to talk about this, so thank you. The lymphatics are in physiology, the lymphatics cannot be separated from the autonomic nervous system, meaning that when you are in rest and digest is when your lymphatics are open and flowing. And if you have any emotional imbalance, historical energetic imbalance, physiologic imbalance in any particular center of the body, the lymphatics in that area tend to kind of hold that still, right? And the organ itself has been shown to not detox when we have these emotional imbalances. And when we go through and do emotional work on different centers, or trauma work, or different things where we release the deep stuff that's in that organ center, they've actually shown that it creates a complete detox of that organ. So the lymphatics, after we release the emotion there, the lymphatics literally open and we release the toxins from that organ. So oftentimes when people do deep emotional and energy work, or Reiki, craniosacral, those things, you'll notice that you get a really big detox reaction the next day or the next couple days. That's because it actually is dumping toxins that we're holding in the lymphatic area. So you might look and see the lymphatics are everywhere, right? They're on all the places you have blood vessels. So, and you have those everywhere. So if it's coming up in your throat center, is there something we need to work with in this emotional center here?
oh my gosh, that was awesome. Okay, good. So on
Good.
on our next call, we're gonna have to delve more deeply into that. That's awesome.
Okay, thank you.
So, my question was, so if your throat chakra is when you can speak your healing and your word, and you're manifesting that into reality,
Yes.
um, I feel like that's a block for me. And I'm wondering, since I've had neck surgery and I have a bracket in my neck,
Gotcha.
if that is slowing that process down.
All right, let's play there. Shannon, neck surgery. Make sure I'm on your circuit, darling. There you are. Okay. Okay, well, what's funny, they're showing me your neck surgery as literally a door hinge, which I find really interesting for you. It looks like those copper or brass door hinges, that go
Mm-hmm.
on the edge. And it feels like it's your door. They're showing me your door hinge is really, it's lovely. It's nicely oiled. Okay. And it's working beautifully. It's smooth and it's opening and closing. Right. But they're showing me that for you, you had to put a door hinge in there because you needed to pay attention to when that's open and closed, right? It's almost like we want it to squeak. Doors open, doors closed, right? And so for others, that sometimes has to do with mediumship and knowing to keep the door shut on the back of the fifth chakra if you do not want dead people entering your space. So this one, they feel like there's something like you literally had a hinge put into your neck to help you out with that. What else here? Difficulty with manifesting. And the one question I'm getting for you there is that true? Do you have difficulty manifesting?
Um, it seems like the bad stuff I manifest really, really fast, and the stuff I want to, it just takes a lot longer. And maybe that's more of the faith part and the belief part than it is the speaking it into reality.
Or maybe it's the manifesting I want to louder than the I am this. So you will create I want to over and over and over.
Can you clarify a little bit? I don't understand.
When we create through a lack basis, we create lack. So
Right.
I want to feel like this, and you will create the field of wanting to feel like that.
Ah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So maybe we need to work on the language. So let's pick
Yep.
one. That will be like, I am an athletic superhuman, right? Something like that. I feel like I can run marathons if I want. So in getting in, that's that part that's funky, right? Because you know that when you manifest, it's strong, so it has to line with your truth. So that's the art and the science of manifesting is aligning with what's true. Just instead of I want this, it is what is true. What is true? I do this better today. I do this better today. I'm one step closer today. I have this improved right now. Little tiny steps, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Yeah.
totally understand. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for being you.
Great question, Shannon. Thank you so much. Lots of clarification there too. And again, this really super powerful energy center. My goodness. Okay,
So many things.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle, you're up next.
Hi, welcome back.
Hi there. Thank you. Glad to be here and thank you for doing this.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
How can we
And
play?
I was pretty surprised at how much of what I'm kind of dealing with now is related to the fifth chakra. I
Ah,
didn't know that, some weird aspects of it.
okay.
I know you don't remember things, but the last we
Whatever.
talked, I'm going through huge change. I'm about to
Yes.
quit my job. I'm about to leave the country. I'm about to
Get her
really
done.
dive in to do what I think is really my life's purpose. And it just came to me a lot later, um, which I think was perfect timing, really.
Beautiful.
And I was totally fine with all of that, very strong and, centered in the why and the when and all of that. And this week it's just total terror. Like I'm having nightmares, even like my dreams. So dealing with a lot of faith issues. Like I know this is spirit led, but I've been burned before, and so just kind of wanting to see what's up with all of that and how to.
Okay, we're bringing actually a whole nother area in here really quickly. So if it's okay. I'm
Mm-hmm.
jumping, but I actually feel this is a one issue, which is an
Mm-hmm.
invasion.
Yeah.
So that sometimes when you grow out of your comfort, when you grow out of your power zone into a bigger power zone, occasionally things come to play
Mm,
and try to say, no, don't do that.
right.
So
Right.
I've got a one, so we'll play with that for a second. Then I do have a three, which is, an emotional reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So let me go with that first. So your emotional reaction is doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to just pay attention, right? It doesn't feel like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of doubt to me, honestly. It feels like
Mm-hmm.
manageable doubt, but it's like, well, maybe I'm wrong after all. Like, because you're lined up on your life purpose. That's the eight. Make
Yeah.
sure it's the eight. Is this the eight or is there an entity? There is an entity. So the invasion is entity. What do we got? Oh, those are playing hardcore together. Where do we deal first? Nope, get the invasion off first. Okay, this is. Okay, so I feel this come in on the back left side of your neck. It feels like about C5. There's like one point coming in at the back of the neck. Can you feel that?
Yes, I have a lot
Okay,
of neck. So.
so I want you to put your attention in there and I just want you to focus in neutral. See if you can kind of just be curious and neutral with it. What are you? What you doing? There you go. And then you want to look, is this associated with any person in your life? Or is this associated with something else? How we doing?
I don't know.
Okay, I've got more in the realm of person and I feel kind of a masculine, a male.
Oh.
So you may want to just check in, see if there are any, see if you can get the quality of that, which usually means it's more like a hook into your
No.
neck.
Father.
Okay, so now just feel for the quality of the engagement. Does that feel like fear? Does that feel like anger? Like what do we got?
It's fear. It's like high fear.
Yeah. And I do feel a layer of kind of trying to control with that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it feels like, so you want to imagine I'm in the room with my father right now, and he's got me by the neck a little bit and saying, I'm worried for you and I want to control you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
What would
that's
your
my dad.
response? Yeah. So what would your response be to him in real life? What
I
would you say?
I know that you are afraid, but you deal with your fear differently, and
Okay.
it's not mine.
Okay. So I would like you to just send that energy through the cord to him. Like, I'm sorry you're afraid. I love you. Get off my neck. There you go.
Yeah.
Good. And I'm not, no thanks. I don't feel like doubting today.
Yeah.
I'm trying to quit. There you
Yeah.
go. Yay. There it's off the neck. Okay. So we got one. Yay. Number
Hmm.
two. Just pay attention to the doubt. And then the entity, see if there's more there. I know you do this work well if I remember right. So if I feel like there's a sensation that's coming in the front of the neck, my suggestion would be to tap into that, okay? That feeling in the front of your throat. And then I would project it out in front of you and do the feeding your demons exercise. Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Okay. Yeah. So I'd work
Yeah.
with that.
Okay.
Do you need more help with it or you feel good?
No, I think I'm good with that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
jumping in and being
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. And Nina, you are up next.
Greetings.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not sure. Have we played today? Have we played before? And
No, we
I'm
have
like,
not. We
yay,
have
it's
not.
brand new. How can
Yes.
so what can we play with?
I'm just open to receiving whatever is supposed to come through and
All
for the
right.
highest good in this moment.
Okay. So let's thank you for being brave and we will play Nina. See what the guides would like to say for you today. Just a second. I'm just going to make sure my channel's right. There you are. Okay. Oh, honey. I'm feeling a lot of sadness when I come into your field, and it feels kind of like things crashing down with sadness. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so who's I am supposed to tell you you are loved. This will pass. I see a little boy. Um, I don't know if that's your son, or he looks pretty young. Um, he's smiling. Um, he's running up and hugging your leg. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Um, I hear him trying to sing you a lullaby. I feel like he's got the cutest little voice. Like, and he probably isn't on pitch completely, but he's trying. Um, and he's showing me like I feel like it's corn, but it doesn't look like corn on the cob, so I'm a little confused. It's like the color of corn, and it looks like corn. I have no idea what that is. Um, Anything else? I'm supposed to say this. There's an aspect of whatever is happening that is destiny. Like this was part of the plan. And yes, F you, God. It's got like an F you, God feeling in there. So go ahead and feel that. That's your truth sometimes, right? Like this sometimes things are not okay. I'm not okay with this. This is too much. Um, there's some deep strength in you that is, but that doesn't mean that the human part's got to have a good time, right? Um, that feels like that might be enough.
Oh,
You're,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Yeah. Wow.
You are receive, feel. If you can feel the love, it's coming.
Oh,
They've
I
got.
felt it. I felt
Okay,
it. That was
good.
like so, like I was kind of, uh, yeah, that was so spot on that I know that that's nothing but love. So thank you.
Okay, thank you for
Hmm.
coming.
Oh, thank you for joining today, Nina. I'm so glad that you got a special message for yourself. That was helpful. Ah, so, and I would like to at least mention today for everybody on the call and anybody that's listening into the replay that you have the opportunity to also, if you are intrigued by what you hear and want to dive deeper into what's up for you, and how Dr. Aubrey can see into what that is specifically for you and help you out in a more um, in a deeper way. Then she does offer 75-minute medical intuition sessions, which you can sign up for on her website, and we'll put the link in there. But sometimes we want to work through the different layers, not just
Yeah.
what's happening in this energy center, but all the energy centers. And again, I am a patient of hers, and I've received tremendous help and insight from those particular readings. So just offering that up too. Okay, thank you. And next is Julia.
Hi, Julia. Are you new to us?
I am also new. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Welcome. Is there
Thanks for
any
having me.
pleasure? How can we play?
I would love to go the way of Nina and just have
Just
you
open it
take
up.
off.
All
Yeah,
right.
for my first
Okay.
time.
Awesome. So let's see if we can tap in and see what Spirit wants to talk to you about. Let's see, get my circuits going. Julia. There you are. Okay. Okay, so what Spirit's giving me for you is, I guess best words I would have would be powerhouse. Okay, so it feels like there's a sense here of this energy coming through. I feel it for some reason. I feel it through your knees, your quads, and then it comes up into your heart, and it's like bring in your power. And I don't know, it's already there. Kind of don't know if you need to bring it anywhere. It feels like powerhouse. Okay, what else? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think on some levels, yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can get more clarification or more party aspects. Yes. So step into your power. I just saw um, like the when in the end. I'm gonna date myself here. Ghostbusters, the big Michelin man guy, like rock. So it feels like there's this aspect of you that may have been considered to be a little more fluffy in the past, and you are not fluffy. Okay, like bringing in that aspect that is, I am a powerful being. I am a force to contend with, and I am stepping forward in my life with that. I do feel these kind of layers of, I feel like I want to just take layers of shame off of you for some reason. Like they want, I want them to fall away. Okay.
Mm.
And I just kind of want to let them, I want to cushion you in a beautiful little pink cushiony thing so that you feel the softness of life first, and then bring yourself out into this world that has not necessarily greeted you all that as well as I would have liked with that. So it feels like you've created this kind of buffer in between you and the world, that it's filled with a little shame and a little heaviness, or more than a little heaviness. Okay, and I want you to, there's a sense there of just feel the discomfort of that heaviness on you, and then let yourself come in and just be your power. Feel your power. And if you want to, just have a few moments where you like imagine walking through your life like that. Screw it. Just crash everything, right? Just kind of
Yeah.
crash through things for a minute and see how that goes in your life.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
How's it?
no, that really, yeah, I get it now. And also so funny because the Michelin Man was my nickname as a child. So
All right. Well, we did good. Okay. So bring
yeah,
out your inner Michelin man.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Julia.
Hi,
That
Carolyn.
was you.
I knew you were laughing during that whole thing.
Remember, you are the shiz, right? Okay, that was so perfect. That was perfect. So, so good. Thank you,
Thank you.
Audrey.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, okay. So, Alex, you're up next.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Do you feel like playing today? Or you?
Yeah.
All right.
Um, yeah, I think
Welcome.
maybe just have you tell me what you're picking up, but I feel like something related to being able to speak my truth and confidence has some is on my mind today.
Gotcha. Speak my truth. Thank you. All right, Alex. Okay. So I mostly want, when I come into your field, it feels like I want to be soft. I want to step softly into your field. It feels like you have such refined sensitivity here. Um, Whew, okay, they're going to just give me a whole bunch of words at once, so we'll see if I can do it. Your truth is complicated. Uh, you understand things on a different way than other people, and you see like 643 aspects of something. So, truth, it's like you're seeing the whole quilt of something, like the entire tapestry. And so, when you're trying to talk to people, you don't know where they're falling inside like they're standing on their thread like it's the Dickens, right? But you're trying to figure out, how do I tell you about the rest of this? Like how do I reach you here on this complex, it's complicated. Um, and so you've mastered this jumping. They're showing me like it's like you jump and you pick up these little different parts of these threads, and you take the threads and you bring them, and you bring them together, and you and you dance and you bring them, and you dance and you bring them, until you're like put this little tiny version of the entire tapestry out right in front of the person's face. Like you've made a microcosm of the entire quilt, and it's like handing it to them right there in their face. And then in the past, it feels like people have still just like knocked that out of your hand, been like, whatever, poof, and there are only so many times you can do that before you're just like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? It's hurtful. That's hurtful that people can't see that level of a gift. I
Yeah.
do. Yeah, I feel like you might want to grieve it. Like, just, God damn it. Like, ow.
I mean,
Man, come
yeah.
on, people. Both of those. Little anger, little sadness, little denial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of those things.
little time. Okay? Give yourself a little time. Because that's sad. And I'm excited for the rest of the world, because screw them all. I know people who will very much appreciate that superpower. So, and they are your engaged next generation here. So the past has to go. You have to let it. You have to grieve it and let it go. And it was your truth, and it was the truth, and you stood on it. And good job. Now it lets go. And what's this truth right now? That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. Like, I just grieve it, like, how to grieve it is the part that I'm still like struggling with. But thank you. That's really helpful.
Maybe I'm happy to ask that if you'd like.
Yeah.
How to grieve it? Feel it, and that means just going through the memories. It means actually going through and saying, I brought my full self to this, and it went like this. And I brought my full self to this, and it went like this. And you are a manifester. Being a manifester means people are sometimes awful. Like, they don't like, manifestors push our edges. And when we're little kids, we don't like our edges pushed. And we certainly don't like them pushed. Teachers often don't like them pushed. Coaches don't like them pushed. Certainly, someone who's trying to keep you safe from running into the street or being a badass artist, may quell that, slow that down. That one's not going to be safe, right? Don't get to go on adventures. This needs to be narrowed. So remember those. You do get to go on adventures. You do get to play the whole tapestry. You do get to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
I appreciate you. All right.
All right. Okay, Sean, you're up next.
Oh, Sean is back.
Hey everybody,
Hi.
good to be back. Sorry I missed the beginning. Work always seems to get in the way
I think working is probably a good thing to do sometimes.
sometimes.
How can we play today? And you made it
I
just in time.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did. You know, I've been on the journey, as we know.
Yes.
Things are so much improved than
Yay.
they were, when we first met.
Yeah.
And so I think, today is about manifesting. I tend to manifest, I think, quite well subconsciously
Yeah.
when I'm, upset or I want a new job or things like that. But when I try to consciously manifest, I feel like I'm not as successful.
Okay.
And so I'm wondering what
What's
the
that all
guides have
about?
to say about that. Yeah, and anything else they would like to share. about me as a overall.
Okay. So let's make sure I'm tuned in. Sean. There you are. Okay, so what they're showing me is around the question you're asking, they're showing me kind of a pressure in the sixth chakra. And there's a sense there of like almost like clouds over your intuition, or a cloud there that's blocking something so you can't quite see it. And it feels like your fifth chakra is fine. Like it's doing its job just fine. And it feels to me like I almost feel like that cloud of your mind feels protective.
Yeah, like I get in my way.
Like it's actually more like the your guidance is keeping you from seeing clearly there in order to make you pay attention more to your heart, pay attention more to your truth, and you're aligning with truth. It's like it's trying to kind of cloud your vision a little bit so that you really hone in on the feeling and the alignment. So
So maybe
let's
like not to react emotionally,
can you give
with
me
intent.
any just one example of a like a belief or something you're trying to manifest?
Um,
You don't even have to tell me out loud. You can just
yeah, I
hold it.
just yeah, it's not one thing. That's it. Like things just come and go. Um, but
Okay.
yeah,
So let me go in a different way. So the sixth chakra, if the sixth chakra is the block on this, sixth chakra is for me about life balance. It's about harmony, right?
mm,
So it may be that this thing you're trying to manifest is not going to, it's going to disrupt the harmony of your life. So if you have it coming in at a level of disruption, the timing might get altered because it's trying to maintain the whole balance of your life as a priority.
mm, that makes
Does
sense.
that qualify here or make sense? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, and that
And
would
in that, you might actually want to just be like, okay, I trust the timing of my life. And for you, that's going to be yes, that I'm going to manifest this. Of course I am. I'm a badass manifester. And what I don't know is when. So what you can do if you might try, at least how we manifest things, how Lynn McTaggart talks about it, is just say when. So you're going to say, I want this thing by this date.
yeah. See, I've always taken the
Yep.
approach of drawing a potential like in a notebook,
There you
and
go.
then sort of manifesting it, but not putting a timeline. Maybe I need to put a timeline.
What you might find is there are some things where you won't feel the timeline be like you'll go to put a timeline and it'll feel like, well, I want this by Thursday. And then when you say that out to the universe, your body's like, what?
Yeah, because
Like that's going to make all this other stuff happen. So, or
I don't want to be disappointed either. Like if I tell you, I want it by next Monday, and it doesn't happen, maybe because it's not ready yet,
exactly. So you
right?
can
So
also say, I would like this in the best timing, highest and best timing. Or you can
okay,
say, or I would like it by the end of the month, right? Which
sure.
gives you a buffer
So open
where
ended,
it
so that
feels
things can align.
like a true alignment with the timing, because timing is its own thing, right?
Yeah,
You're definitely we're woven into manifesting, co-creating this reality. So
right.
sometimes it is something where you want to feel into the collective.
Okay,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. And
Anything
mostly it's
else?
because I think you have to believe it.
True.
Right?
That's why I
And
have to
so,
write it down.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's just our own human part. So
yeah.
evidence helps. Yeah.
Write it down and be grateful for it constantly. Is
And
sort
the
of
or you might also look at if it's not coming, you might break it down to a step, so break
okay.
it down to what I was talking to Shannon about, like, actually I don't want this huge thing, like, I wish to be happy, I want to manifest happiness in my life at all times in peaceful oneness with all beings.
Yes,
Like,
please.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
or I would like today to go well, ding,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I try to
So
do that in the morning.
awesome.
Just sort of say thank you for things before they've occurred.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
And yes, clearly really bad at manifesting, it sounds like. Bad joke. You're amazing
yeah.
at it. Yes.
Just maybe I'm being selfish and want more.
That is
Anything
not
else that
selfish.
they
Please
want
bring
to
good
share?
things.
Yeah. Anything else like? they
Just
see in there.
okay, Sean. Any other one for the road?
Yeah,
I also hear keep going for you.
yeah.
Um, I'm seeing car tires.
Car tires. Hopefully they're not running me over.
No, I they actually almost look like the tires were off the car. I don't know. Maybe in alignment. Maybe they're saying alignment.
Maybe.
That's a bad joke. Alignment. Align your
Yeah,
tires, Sean. Yes.
yeah.
So maybe look for alignment. Yeah,
I'm
that's
waiting
closer.
for bike tires to come in the mail. Maybe that's
Oh,
it.
or maybe it's bike tires. So God help us. We got to get the circuits going. So maybe both. Haha. Wait for your
Maybe both.
tires and get yourself in alignment. There's your manifesting joke.
Yeah. Keep going makes sense because
This.
the health journey is paying spades. So that's
Yes.
positive. Thank you.
So much progress already. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Yes, he's a master manifester.
Yay.
So, okay, Erin, you're up next.
Hi, Erin. See if we can get you off mute.
Yeah, Erin, you're going to need to take yourself off mic. Just tap that little mic. Oh, she
Pop down.
accidentally went down there. So we're going to go with Jaya, and then I'll invite you up again, Erin, if you'd like. And I see we have a gentleman joining us too, Surab. So if you would like to get a reading from Dr. Wallace, you can accept my invitation to come up on stage. And Erin, I just sent another invitation to you, so you can pop back up. Okay. And Jaya, would you like to? There you go. Okay.
Hi,
Hi. Is
how are
it
you?
good?
Lisa.
Is it Jaya or Jaya or
Jaya.
Jaya? Nice to meet you. I don't
Nice
think.
meeting you.
How can we work together today?
Um, I feel there is an issue with. Would it be the sixth? It would be second from the bottom. I don't know if you're doing chakras.
That's a sacral. That's sacral.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
feel that one is jacked up. Like I have been pushed squarely into my masculine energy from trauma. So
Okay.
I feel there's something up with that, and I
That
just want to
check in.
understand.
Okay. So let's
Yeah.
see if we can get help with your sacral center. Does that sound good?
Mm,
Awesome. See if we can tap into you. Jaya, find you. There you are. Okay, so when I feel in, it feels a little bit almost like a blowout feeling in there. Uh, so it feels like it's kind of like there was a lot of like a balloon kind of exploded almost feeling. So let's see what they want us to do here. Okay, so the first thing I would like to do is help you. I want you to imagine, and I, have you ever seen that? Sometimes with pipes, we put the like that flat rubber thing that looks like a bike tire onto pipes.
Um,
That's a little strange, but I want you to imagine actually kind of wrapping just around your entire energy field, all the way around about maybe about a foot out from your body. I just want you to imagine a big rubber barrier all the way around front and back till it like kind of binds back to itself in the front. So just for a second, you're just going to kind of put a big, beautiful barrier, and you might want to see if you see it in a particular color.
black.
Yeah, okay. And now for right now, this is just going to hold a space for you. And if any energy is coming towards your sacral center, it's just going to literally bounce off that rubber. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now that's the first layer. We've got space, nobody bothers you. Okay. Now inside, I want you to, they're actually showing me, I want you to almost imagine, and I'm feeling it coming from your root center, which is where your perineum is. You know what the
Yeah.
perineum, yeah. And I want you, they're showing me a beautiful, soft, pink thread, and I want you to just you're not going to have a needle, okay? But you're going to just start to send that thread like a little beautiful sewing of your energy field. You're going to start at the perineum and you're just going to send that beautiful thread, it's just going to dance through your tissues. And it's going to sew up all of your energy field from the front towards the front of you. You're just going to sew it up with this beautiful soft pinkness. Okay, and it goes back and forth like a figure eight, going up, up, up the front of you, and kind of sewing your energy field, just sewing it back together. Okay, and then it feels mostly like I need to sew it up in the front, and then I want you to put a big bow on it, okay, and tie it off, and then I want you to bring your attention to the back, and I see you do a similar thing, but that on the back is going to be gold. Okay, so you're going to sew up the back of your energy field right behind your lower back. In particular, I feel like there's just one kind of hole there. Just kind of sew that up with the gold feeling thread. And that one I kind of feel like is going in almost like going around in a circle like a ball of yarn or something. Like you want to fill up that whole back of you with gold. And it may even be better there to be liquid gold and just feel that liquid gold kind of cover up and protect the back of your lower back. There you go. All right. And then I want you just to imagine that you're going to put a big bubble around that whole thing. Okay, just like, and I see it as really thin, looks like one of the bubbles you'd blow out of a, a bubble container, and is almost the color of turquoise. There you go. And then you're just going to set that bubble is going to protect that until it's time. That's going to keep your energy field safe until it's fully healed in that area.
Okay.
Okay.
How will
And
I know?
um, they're showing me that you'll feel the bubble pop.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can leave the rubber on as long as you want or take it off. But if you need it for right now to feel a little bit more secure, you want to check in and say, am I safe? Ask your body, am I safe? And I would like you to be checking in and taking care of your body around that. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yep.
Okay. It was very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Ah,
Thank you, Gia. So, Erin,
I wonder if Erin can get back up.
trying to get you back up
Let me see
there.
if I can get her up. Maybe. There she
I
goes.
don't. There
Yeah.
you go. And then I
Okay.
see that Elle is also raising her hand, so I'm going to invite you up to the stage as well. Okay,
And then how? Sometimes Erin, it doesn't the muting. Oh, it worked.
there
Yay!
she
Hi.
is. Okay, great.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Wallace. Thank you for having me. Sorry for the difficulties.
Sometimes it happens, and you made it.
I
Congratulations.
did. Thank you. Thank you.
All
Well,
right.
I have two things. I think they may be in sync with each other.
Okay.
Um, well, it's like my mind has clear thoughts, but I
Okay.
have a difficult time in articulating my words with them.
Ah, yes.
It's really been a stumbling block for me where I
Okay.
just shut down and I don't even want to speak.
Yeah. Oh,
And I've
honey.
had this tickle on the right side of my throat for going on 4 months now that I have a persistent cough with it.
Okay. That's great. Can we go in on that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we got those two things, and let's play with Erin. All right. There you are. Okay. So the first thing I feel here is actually, it's an interesting, I'm not completely sure I know what it means, but I feel like you have a shadow on your left side. Like it feels like your left side is in a shadow, and it doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like an entity or anything. It just feels like the metaphor of like you feel like you're in the shadows, and that your right side is in the light. um, and so they're showing me, uh, whew, honey. Okay, this dark side, the side that's in the shadow, feels like it has a lot of pain, and it feels like it can get a little confused and get kind of lost in the dark. Okay, and so help. They're saying age 4. um, so it's been there for a while. Okay, but
Okay.
they're also saying this going into the dark thing, they're trying to separate that out for me from the expression part for a reason. Okay, so let's see, your ability to express, it feels like it works really well when you stay into the light side, right? But
Right.
anytime you try to express anything that would you would associate with shadow, it gets it gets gummed up like a 4-year old. Okay, like you're
Right.
trying to talk and you suddenly feel like a 4-year old. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we want to get the 4-year old comfortable and okay,
Okay.
and we want to take care of that 4-year-old part. I don't know if you know anybody that does Ruby meds, but I feel like Ruby meds would change your life.
Okay. I'm not clear about that.
Okay, that's just, it's a modality. It's called Ruby Meds.
Okay.
And I might have, I'll just type it into the chat here so you guys can see what it looks like. But it is something I do if you need help with it there. But you'd have to probably be the, in Washington. Are you in Washington?
Yes, I'm real close to you.
Oh, good. Okay, so that's something if you want, I think we could do that.
Okay, great.
There are high level homeopathics that clear old patterns out of that that the conscious mind can't get at. Sometimes when they've been in there a long time, they need to clear. And that what I'm feeling for you is sometimes the thoughts are going faster than the mind can express. I mean, than the mouth can say.
Yes.
So there's an actual Ruby med that's just for that. Okay, and so there that one is sometimes a stutter can happen, but I feel like for you it feels more like it gets this it just incredibly dark emotional gum up. So
Yes.
I think yeah, I feel like that one we might want to go for the gold there,
Okay.
and then the tickle on the right side feels like it's kind of I do feel kind of a strange like I feel on the left side kind of like almost like a mold kind of dampness. So, but it feels like that's kind of going with this darkness thing. And I don't know, it doesn't feel like overtly like mold to me. So,
Mm.
but it has that quality, right? Like not like necessarily you're in a mold, but actually that it kind of has that kind of damp, dark feeling that's
Yeah.
stuck in you. And then so it seems like your right side is kind of going like it's trying to like wake it up,
Yes. Yeah.
brighten up left side. Come on, what are you doing? And that's this attempt for your brain to get those balanced, right? Because it feels really contrasted to your brain. So the brain's trying to play the note on the side that's open so that it can hear it on the other side. So I think really I would say Ruby Mitts.
Okay.
So that's very direct, but
Okay. All
yeah.
right. I'll be
All right.
seeing you soon then.
Okay, we'll see you soon. Thanks, Erin.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Elle, you're up next.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Fine, thank you.
And is it Elle or Ellie?
L.
Elle, just Elle. Okay. How would you like to play?
Well, today's my first time in your room.
Awesome. Thanks for coming. So we have a couple of different ways to do this. One of if you want to ask a question, I can ask your guidance about it, and we can see if we can get a direct answer. Or sometimes on the first time, people like to just kind of open it up to whatever the guidance wants to say. Do you have does one of those sound better or worse?
Definitely open it.
All right, let's open it up. Okay, so L, I'm just gonna tune in here, see if we can get you. Here you are. Okay, so when I come into your energy field, um, you have a beautiful sixth chakra. Like what I feel from you is this like clean, clear, very smooth, clear energy, and it feels like I just kind of would want to sit in that field because you feel like you're clear as heck about things. Like you have I even knowing feels like an extra word there. It's more like a field of clarity that I feel them give me for you, and it feels both like very clear truth, but also comforting at the same time. Like the way you bring truth across is it's kind and it's smooth, so it feels almost just like you're really got a wisdom mixed with truth aspect that you bring forward for people. Does that make sense?
Absolutely right.
Okay, see if there's anything else they want me to say there. Um, I do feel like you've put a lot behind you. Like it feels like you've had to put a lot behind you. And it's like they're showing me this line, almost this line through the back of your head and neck that feels like you kind of put it behind you in a big bubble. Okay. And so that you're keeping it clean in front, you've got this big, like almost, I almost see it like either like a snail shell or like a like an egg sack or something. Like it's like this big field thing you're carrying behind you, and I do feel it go right through the back, just the very back of the head. So you might they're showing me, is it, do you need to carry it?
No, I want to let go.
Okay. And so there's an aspect of trusting that if you don't carry all that the universe can take it off your shoulders. Okay. And that's okay. Um, I also feel like for right now, you seem like someone that might want to go put it down somewhere where you can go and check in on it if you need to first. Like, I don't feel like you just want to like blow it out, right? That doesn't make sense. I do feel like you may want to go put it somewhere precious for you, and that's just that's an imaginary, right? So I keep seeing this big tree. So and I don't know if that's your ancestral tree heritage, but I feel like you may want to see this big beautiful tree and go to the tree and just lovingly take that off your back, and I see you, I'm actually seeing you bury it in the ground in front of the tree. I feel like that tree has some harsh history on it. Like, and please forgive me, but I feel like that feels a little bit like a lynching tree or something. That's lovely. Um, so we're gonna put it there with there's deep respect for the memories of that stuff. Okay, that is being held sacred, and that is not going to be forgotten by you.
Yeah.
It just needs to not be carried on your back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, but we need, I don't know if it's a we, if you choose, you can be unburdened for as long as you choose. You are your ancestors' evolution. Choose the things that you want to take forward and be grateful and respectful of those that you do not want to carry into the next evolved space. Okay. They're like, drop mic. That's what I heard. so, so there's the stop. Does that make sense?
Everything.
Okay. Thank you for sharing your energy with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Wow. Yes. Thank you, Elle.
Thank you.
Powerful there. Yeah. So we have Ms. up on stage now. I see a couple of other people joined us here at the end, and I just wanted to just check in with
Okay.
you how much time you have, Dr. Wallace.
I probably will do one more just because of bladder.
Oh,
So let's see if we can get through this, and then I probably am at my end. So maybe we can
okay.
have them come back in 2 weeks if they're interested.
Okay, so that would be Pooja and Alexa. We do this every 2 weeks. For the next several weeks, we're going through the different energy centers, and today is the fifth energy center. So we've got three more. And it's the same time in this room 2 weeks from now, which would be the 15th. It's the next one.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for everybody who's been joining us today. It's just been super powerful,
Yay!
Dr.
Thank you.
Wallace. You
Yeah.
are just tapped in. Okay, so
We are.
Ms.,
Oh,
you are up. Or Miss Sill. Thank you.
Hi.
hello.
And Elle, I think you're still, your mic's still on, John. Oh, there we go. Okay. How are you? What should I call you? Should I call you Ms.?
You can call me Scylla.
Scylla. Hi. How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Okay. How would you like to play?
It's my first time here actually.
Awesome. Thanks for coming. Do you feel like you have a question you'd like me to answer, or would you like to just kind of open it up?
I'll open things up.
Okay. We'll check in on you. So, Scylla, see if I can find you. There you are. Okay. Oh, honey. All right. So, what I feel first with you today, they're giving me a lot of pressure on your chest. It feels like you got a lot on your heart um, and lungs, frankly. Uh, I almost feel like it's hard to breathe. Uh, what do we got here? Does that make sense already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, how can we help? Let's see. Please take or leave this. It feels like you're pissed off. do you do you know what you're mad about already?
It's several things.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yes, they're like get it off your chest, right? And I feel like you might want to get it off your chest in a public forum uh, for some reason. And I don't know if that needs to be a lot of people or not. Just a second. Um, I do hear people need to hear what you're mad about. People need to hear this, and they may not want to,
Mm-hmm.
but when there's that much fire on it, it needs to get off. It needs to get out uh, to the world. And I do feel like darling, they're showing me like I don't. It feels like almost like being hit in the head with people's crap, and it's like it's giving you a headache. Um, and they're showing me a mic. So you have a podcast or something that would have a mic?
No podcast, but I use social media.
There you go. Okay, so I think I see literally like a Yeti like version of a mic, and I don't know why. So you might see if there's a social media outlet, or even if you need to be on a podcast or something to do with talking. I feel like people need to hear your voice say this. That feels to me like typing it out or saying it on that end. I don't love for you right now. Like it doesn't mean don't do it. Keep being you, but it
Mm-hmm.
feels like it's still keeping a barrier between the true experience of this anger is really hitting you, and I feel like people need to know that this is hard, and people need to feel that. They need to feel the anger, and they're that it is a justified anger.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. And just on my behalf, I'm sorry that you have to carry that.
Oh
uh,
no.
but I imagine you're equipped better than most to say it. I mean. So please trust yourself that you can say it, no
Okay.
matter the resistance. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Maybe if you put it on here, let us know. We'll come listen to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a perfect reading to end on, speak the truth no
Oh
matter
yeah.
what. And so, super powerful call today, Dr. Wallace. Oh my goodness. It's definitely one for the books and one for to go back and listen to, especially the first part where she talks about the power of the fifth energy center. Um, yeah, the throat chakra.
All
So
right.
again, we're going to be back in 2 weeks at the same time, 1 o'clock PST and 4 o'clock EST here on Clubhouse. We'll be doing the sixth energy center, which is another powerhouse center
Yes,
here.
we're up in the spiritual ethers now. So six
Yeah,
chakras about harmony, balancing your life, balancing the aspects of your life and intuition. So
awesome.
that'll be a party.
All right. So
All
do
right.
join us again, and thank you so much.
Thank